Hi kids, my name is Mrs. Gokin if you don't have me in class. We're going to go over lesson 7.2 today, solving the systems by substitution, that's systems of equations. We're going to go over the basic information first. Finally, this method, as it says, involves solving for either the x or the y variable. Once you get x or y by itself in at least one equation, you can substitute that into the second equation to solve. So solve for either x or y, substitute it into the other equation when you're done. So we're going to start out with these two equations. We've got y equals negative 4x plus 8 and y equals x plus 7. Your first step is going to be to take x plus 7 and substitute it in for the y in the other equation that's by itself, because y equals x plus 7, this is y, they're the same thing. We're going to set those two equal to one another then, just like this, and then we're going to solve it just like we would any other equation. We are going to add 4x to both sides because we want to end up with a positive variable. We're going to subtract 7 from both sides. We end up with 5x equals 1, and then we divide. We get 2/10 or 1/5. Either the fraction or the decimal works. We're going to take that then, our answer, and we're going to plug it back in to the original equation. Either one. You end up with 2/10 plus 7 equals 7.2. So now you have your variables x and y that you've solved for, and your coordinate is 2/10 and 7 2/10. Check your work. You're going to take 7.2, which was your y value, and you're going to set it equal to negative 4 times 2/10 plus 8. We just used the first equation up here to check our work. 7.2 does equal 7.2. Moving on to the second equation, which is a much harder equation, but I wanted to give you both types. We have 3y plus 2x equals 4 and negative 6x plus y equals negative 7. You'll notice we don't have x or y by itself in either of the equations, so we have to make that happen. I'm looking at both equations and I see in the second one, y is by itself, it doesn't have a coefficient, so we're going to end up solving for just y in that equation and then substituting it. So, as it says, first we need to solve one of the equations for the variable. We're going to use the second equation. We're going to add 6x to both sides, and we get y equals 6x minus 7. Now we're going to substitute that y value into y in our first equation. We get 3 times 6x minus 7 because y equals 6x minus 7. We add 2x to it, and it equals 4. Now we're going to solve for x. First step is to distribute that 3. We end up with 18x minus 21 plus 2x equals 4. We're going to combine like terms. We get 20x minus 21 equals 4. You're going to add 21 to both sides, and you end up with 20x equals 25. Isolate your variable by dividing by 20, and you end up with 1.25 or 1 25/100. Once you're done with that, we do just like we did in the other problem. You're going to plug that in to your original equation. It's going to look something like this. We get negative 6 times 1.25 plus y equals negative 7. We're trying to get y by itself. You're going to multiply. Now you're going to add 7.5 to both sides, and you end up with y equals 5/10. We have to check our work. We're going to plug it back in. We're going to plug 5/10 in for y, and we're going to plug 1.25 or 1 25/100 in to the x value into the first equation, and we solve. Simplifying the left side, we get 4 equals 4. That's all I have for you today. See you in class.